because my last part is on additive. I think most people are familiar with. So I think I don't go too far on this or this disorder. But then I think as human beings, and I always remember our guru in psychiatry is a psychiatrist called Yenam. He always say all humans are dealing with all this existential meaning about life. And of course, on the other side, it's about death. Especially now, COVID-19, we know that life is fragile. So he mentioned about 4 things that human being, as human being, we need to make sense. First is death, second, freedom, third, isolations, and meaninglessness means we don't have eternal meaning in our life. And as we look at it now in our pandemic now, we are dealing of feeling of death anxiety, and we are not free as before, and we got to get distant, social distancing. And also, of course, we are now starting to ponder about the meaning of life. So I will not go too deep on this. Then again, I want to bring back to this picture again, why it is so important for us to use essential oil, because when we have anxiety, we have stress, this part of brain, amygdala, always got affected, and then it's going to affect what? Amygdala is part of the brain that in hypothalamus that it affects so much our pituitary. Pituitary is the master gland. But this master gland, in fact, it sends signal to adrenal gland, and we know adrenal is the one release serotonin. Yesterday, you heard about importance of serotonin is the happy hormone. If we don't have happy hormone, we will end up having a lot of cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. It is the steroid type kind of hormone that actually speed up everything and make us in sympathetic mood so that we could either fight or flight. Beside adrenal gland, pituitary also directly send signal involve what kind of endocrine gland, like our thyroid. A lot of female are having thyroid imbalance because our endocrine are not balanced. Of course, also, you know, the pancreas, why people having diabetes, because we don't have enough insulin. So it is bodily, you know, the impact. And of course, when our hormonal system not balanced, for a lot of ladies, we experience estrogen level low. So why it is so important to use essential oil? Because when you use essential oil, olfactory will release signal to amygdala. Amygdala, then it will help send signal to pituitary and also pineal. Pineal is not in this diagram. Pineal is the gland that in charge of sending out melatonin, which is in charge of sleep. So then we talk so much about anxiety, essential oil. I just want to quickly bring you to this research. In fact, my interest is in research. In fact, I want to write book and research. And then in this research, it total massage and aromatherapy, even with personality disorder. Just now you remember I talked about all the disorder. So it says that, in fact, in conclusion says that actually it show positive result, effectiveness for anxiety patients, how aromatherapy reduce their heart rate and respiratory rates, means the breathing rate, means it calm them down and lower the PP level. So how important is using essential oil? And now brings you to our hero. And this is the adjective that many of you already heard, which I don't think I need to spend a lot of time in this one, because all of you are already very familiar in using this essential oil. Then I just want to maybe share some of my experience in how I use this essential oil. I think many of us love this essential oil so much. And then Fiona also prefer so much on this oil. In fact, I feel like we are so blessed. In fact, when this oil came into market last September, when we were in US convention, I feel like such a relief, because I'm dealing with people who are severe depressed, suicidal, and now we have hope. And now we know that there's so much can be done for people who are depressed, suicidal. And of course, we cannot say this is the oil is going to save their life, but then they need to use, they need to start seeing how important this oil is. So then yesterday we talked so much on component of this essential oil. As you see, why is it different from balance? Balance is not enough. Balance is for you to ground. But this oil, it make a difference in your neuron, in your brain. So as you look at lavender, neroli, magnolia, is high in linalool. Linalool is the one that make us relax. It calms us. So you are not afraid of being stressed anymore. And copaiba, many of us love it so much. And you know, copaiba is the magic oil. It gives CBD a new hope, because CBD now is given so much hope in our medical, because it helps so much in our central nervous system. Because in our central nervous system, we need this thing called cannabinoid that helps the functioning of the nerve. And at the end, we believe all the issues of humankind is not because of the organ, it's because of the nerve. So now we have this oil, copaiba and sweet gum, into repair, strengthen our nerve, strengthen the central nervous system, and the rest of the system will be good. And I had chance to own this bottle of sweet gum that given by a friend from China. Is called liquid amber. We know liquid amber is so expensive, liquid amber. So it's also wonder that now we cannot buy in many markets. But then in this oil, you have this one that works together to strengthen our nerve system, which is so much important. Because we know that when we deal with stress, when we deal with anxiety, you are not dealing with your mood only. You are dealing with your neuron. It's neuropsychology. That's why it's so important. Either you go for psychotherapy or you use essential oil. And of course, what orange, spearmint, and rosemary, we know that all this give us very good limonene that uplift our mood, and then it is so important. So actually, this oil gives the healing of, maybe I shouldn't say healing, the balance of your mind, body, and soul that everyone is seeking about. So we that you heard our great leader Iman say she diffuse it continuously. Not only for hours, you have to continuously. If let's say you are someone who had acute anxiety attack, who is panic, who had fast beat on your heart, so you keep diffusing it, and also you use the touch. And we heard from our great leader Menfu say he used it as a perfume, and he is a guy. If a guy will use it as a perfume, I think we lady has to learn from him. So of course, we also have this protocol. Here, I won't say too much because Dr. here has this protocol for mental illness. Besides these two oil, he has also the adaptive capsule that taken together, and then also with LLV with Terazide. But right now for Malaysia, we just use these two oil. So I just want to share with you one experience when I first got this oil, then in US, and then happened that someone asked me to speak in this group of people, has a lot of caregiver supporting their children who is schizophrenic. So then I know that I must use this oil. So when we were in the meeting, and I saw this boy, we had two schizophrenic case. One, both are young adult. So one totally like robot, not moving at all. So I know I need to pull out this oil. So I pull out this oil, I let him use, and I let everyone use, all the caregivers. So as we share, we feel so much connections. And then I saw my beloved sister-in-law. She was a strong lady. And that day I saw her burst in tears of how she experienced helping her friend who has a schizophrenic son who is locked up because he was violent. So now we want to take this all, even before complications happen to our next generations, before they have personality disorder, before they have mental issues. We want to use the oil to help them. But of course, you might say, some friends say it's expensive, we cannot afford. But ask them to at least buy wild orange. Wild orange is not expensive. It's the most economic oil. Many years I research into grief and loss. And excuse me, I discovered this the oil good for depression. I use it for myself, and also I use it for many patients who has depression, but of course has to combine with their medications and also the maybe psychotherapy. But at least if they refuse to come for psychotherapy, I will still ask them to use what orange. And these are also the alternative or the the whatever oil you use. Don't say you cannot afford to buy additive, you don't use essential oil. There are so many different types. At least you use lavender, at least you use lemon for your child, for anxiety. If you are people who are essential oil lover, please, if you still think it's impossible to own essential, please ask them to go and earn free oil. As you see just now, there are two oil very good for mood. One is, as you could, and they could get it free just by them work a bit harder to share. So of course, I also like to share, actually beside the use of additive 15 ml oil and also roll on, I also use this capsule, but of course not in Malaysian market, so I won't talk much. And also the app, we know that now we have additive app that focus on mindfulness. So if you are anxious, pause, pull a oil, focus on your breathing in and out. Perhaps you could do now. Breathe in and take in all the good stuff, and exhale, release all the tensions. Breathe in again, deeply, and tell yourself you are the best. You deserve the best. And exhale, release all the tensions and all the negative thoughts. So my research is on how to find meaning in life. Of course, now we are in a very stressful, challenging pandemic experience. So those time I did a research on grief, and this is one of my participants. So she draw on first circle. She say all the experiences are like dark clouds or even storm. We fear to see what is ahead of us. So all the participants, they came for counseling. And they say, she said in counseling, they remove all your dark clouds and you start to see rainbow and the dew and the flowers start to bloom. So I replace this part now for you to use your essential oil, because many of your friends or relatives or children, they might not want to come and see us. Just diffuse and use essential oil. And the third part, which I think if I can just get your attention, the finding that I really amazed after I interviewed, collected data, and I found that in this journey, in fact, it allowed us into this team called individuations. Means we are able to be ourselves in relating to others, despite all people give us negative remarks, all the emotional abuse. We are able to differentiate from all their problem and stay tuned, being ourselves. And second theme is on spirituality. We know that we are living on a material world, but then we know there is more than material. So sharing essential oil is about spirituality. Although we don't see a lot, but then we sense the love, we sense peace, we sense the goodness and the wellness. And the third one is on wholeness. Means we want to heal and live holistically as a person in mind, body, and soul, despite of where we are. The healing has to take place. So the calling for me, in fact, this is my calling. I don't know why. When my son helped me to edit, I thank him so much. It became the calling. Actually, it's my calling. I was called to help people. I graduated with a degree in 1989. And my leader told me there are three things that allows you to help people. Firstly, doctor. Second, nurse. And third, teacher. So I know I cannot be a doctor, nurse, because I'm afraid of blood. So I became teacher. So in 89, I trained as teacher. That's how I exposed to counseling psychology. And I love it so much. And I went on to pursue and allowed me help people in emotional healings. And after my mother passed away, I lost my father at young adulthood. That's why I ponder a lot on what is life, what is eternity. Then after my mother passed away, that is where, although I have everything in the world, I have family, I have good husband, I have all the material, I know I have to find the mystery of life. What is death? What is life? Then I went on to research that how I gained my PhD. It's not because I want to pursue PhD title, but it's more out of my willingness to find meaning for life. And in doTERRA, I find the healing of my body and emotions. And I want to invite each of you, would you join us in these missions? Would you see that you are so important in fulfilling these visions of helping every family? Do you see that you are the super instrument in changing the world by one drop, one person, one community at a time? Thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the best. And I pray that you stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning and enjoying your time of solitude now. Thank you. And I pass the time back to Faiza.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I think such a great sharing. I learned, I think everyone today learned so much and such an educational sharing. We are really proud, in fact, and honored to have a person like you to be part of our doTERRA family. And today she shared with us her knowledge and experiences helping people all over around her with goodness of the essential oil. So, Doctor,
Yes.
I might have some time for one or two questions. So I had compiled some just now. So there was one question that when you show the color of the chair just now, right, the sofa. So if somebody, for example, she put here a question that if she choose red, for example, what does it mean? It means she should use more passion or she is lack of passion?
She should use more passion.
Okay, means it's something that very good for us. Means if we choose like me, I choose purple just now, so I should use console lah.
Console, yes.
Yeah.
So because sometimes you might like certain smell, you don't like some. So now is what your body really needs.
Okay.
Sorry, Faiza, you were saying so.
Doctor, because your mic is a bit far, so I was trying to hear.
Sorry, I forget to hold it. I forget to hold it.
No problem. So, Doctor, there's another question that asks about adaptive EO. To get the benefit of adaptive in the best means the best condition, which part of the body should we apply?
Okay, good question. Thank you so much for asking this. I think I should explain this now, but I thought maybe not so crucial. So how I use it, apply first year risk. Most of people in my clinic who want to cut here, because this is a very vulnerable point. Apply here risk. And of course here, because this part of the neck here, we have this Chinese call, is a gateway to your brain. It's called Feng Ci. Feng Ci is a gateway to your brain. You want your brain to get enough oxygen, nutrient. So apply here, the point, the acupressure point here. And in fact, I try apply on my abdomen. Because as you heard from Dr. Hill, he actually mentioned, and in counseling psychology, we also believe many depressed clients are also having issue with gut. So your gut, and I think Carrie also talked about gut and your neuron connections. So I apply on my womb and also on my stomach because this is a wonder all. So I apply these two parts and I feel it's like it make wonder for my womb. But of course, man, sorry, because you can't experience that. Because I learned from our great leader, Singyi, she says she will apply rose on her uterus, womb, yeah, and she feels so good. So, but of course, I lazy to apply rose, but I apply adaptive.
Okay.
Another good place is the bottom, the sole of your feet. And Chinese believe all the reflexology point is on your feet, all your organs, if you want to strengthen. In fact, there's certain part relate to every organ. If you want, you go and study foot reflexology, and then you will know which part to apply. Like let's say gastrointestinal is almost the middle. If let's say you have a lot of issue with your stomach, you apply there. So thank you. So Faisal, I think you have more questions.
Yeah, so I think few people were asking about the sofa question. Some people
Okay.
were asking that, does we choose the big color from, means do you show the color to choose first or you show the sofa first? Because if you show the sofa first, some will say, what if I found black? What if I choose color that is not there? Does it indicate anything? Maybe they have split personality kot.
Wow, Faisal, now you are expert already in psychology.
No,
Yeah, in fact, we need to detect some people are having split psychology. That's why psychology is very interesting because read mind. And then that's why it's good to study a bit of psychology, especially for us in this business, because we want to know our members and even our customers. What is the behind their words. So it's better we show because we got limited choice. Because like you say, I have people who want to choose white or black or even pink or brown. So because I combine, this actually like invented by this Japanese aromatherapist. She has whole book on emotional healings. But of course, she also have pink and other color. But I thought since we have emotional aromatherapy set, why not I combine it so that easy for people to use. That's why I limit, I leave out 2 color. And this one, actually, they all help me to plan. Actually, there were another 2 color. Thank you so much for asking the question. Because we want to also give freedom for people to choose whatever color they like. But
So
then,
Doctor,
because I want to duplicate this one, ask all mother to buy.
True. I think it's a good means it's a good like what you said. Sometimes when you see people, you say which ask them to choose from the 6 choice. Which do they like most, right? So they can find something suitable for them. Okay, I have one last question. What is the best EO to release phobia? Have you got any maybe suggestion?
Oh, that one you got to buy we are very, very lucky. You see, phobia, where is phobia just now? We talk about the part of brain that hold all the long memory. Who remember can put the name of it? Who still remember? Phobia. So phobia, the memory is where? Do you all still remember? Even you don't remember, it's okay because I'm not here. It's not giving a test. So phobia holds in hippocampus.
Hippocampus. Yeah.
Yes. So how to reach hippocampus? A lot of mother will just tell the children, don't get scared. Go ahead and do it. And some father, I hope Faisal, you will not follow, but throw the son into the swimming pool. Want to overcome the phobia. Do you think it's a good practice?
No.
Some might become some will become more traumatized.
I send them to swimming class lah. Learn step by step.
Yeah, so that is a good father. So just now we talk about phobia here. So phobia we know is more than behavior. It's not like by talking. That's why people pay so us to see us. Because if let's say just by advice, then the problem can get solved. Then they don't need to pay us. And a lot of people think counseling is just talking, giving advice so easy. But in fact, it's not. I spent, I think, almost 100K learning all the different approaches, all the deep psychotherapy, because I want to heal very deep. But in fact, now I tell you, just by you study essential oil, you are able to do the so, because phobia is where it's rested in hippocampus. So how? By you diffuse. I have phobia also. I have phobia because I born before 69. So in fact, I gone through, you know, the part when we got curfew before. And I know it affected some of my siblings. They are very rigid, very timid, but I born before. I'm very brave. So affected them. But I had my phobia because it was like the young time, how we were experienced. Like I think most of us have phobia towards snake. Snake. Why? Because we seen how snake eaten our chicken. And we seen snake, how it crawls, so scary. But I have a member, this friend, actually, she has 10 python as pet. Why is she not afraid? Because she is from Miri. She grown up living with the nature. So I almost want to faint when I heard she got 10 python. It cost her a lot of money. She want to sell off. So you see, Faizal, we all counselor got all the funny experiences. That's why we need to use essential oil so that we are not panic. Even when people tell all the strange experiences, but then some people, when their personality becomes so specialized in certain area, it's easy for them to get stuck and become OCD. Just like a lot of artists, while they like to draw so much, they become stuck. That's why you see Vincent van Gogh, although he's popular, right? But then we know emotional wise, is he happy? No. And he also has a lot of joint pain that he has to take in a lot of injections. Because sometimes our emotions also cause a lot happening in our body. So it has a lot of inflammations in the joint. So I experienced that once also after my menopause. I feel my joint pain. So I'm very thankful we have essential oil that helped me so much. But of course, we will not tell them that all the essential oil can cure or treat or whatever. But then for us who are familiar, because I'm the one who chased after essential oil. Since year 2000, I've been looking for good essential oil. Although I'm only young in doTERRA, 4.5 years, but I chased after essential oil for very long. Those times I bought very expensive oil, Acamia, even 3 times more. That's why I tell you, if your friend tell you essential is expensive, it's not. I paid 3 times more. So those times I told you I got my son very challenging, and last time I very bad. I feel like I almost like having emotional terrorists at home. Like when you're very calm, you're very steady, and then suddenly slam the door and then throw tantrum. That's where I went on to find solution for him. One, I went on to took a course on emotion intelligence as a parent, and secondly, I started to burn essential oil. Those times I burn, you know, those times we do a diffuser, we use a burner. I put candle, and then I have an oil very good from UK called Eve Taylor, called Heart in a Bottle. So from those times that I already love essential oil. Thank you. So Faizal, so you are very lucky because your children, now is the best time to use essential oil. I missed. Faizal. Faizal, I think we got problem with internet. Xin, can you hear?
Oh, sorry, I unmute you. Okay, sorry. I was on mute.
I thought you got problem with internet because my place here going to have a thunderstorm.
Yeah,
Luckily,
I think my
managed.
house also now having a heavy rain. But anyway, thank you very much, Doctor. I think everyone
Thank
enjoyed your
you.
sharing today, and
My
thank you.
pleasure.
thank you everyone also who keep on continuing supporting our program. We still have few program left this week and next week to end the April. And by end of this month, we will share with you more great programs that we have lined up for May. So continue to support our program. Keep home, keep safe, keep healthy, and most important, emotional healthy, like what Doctor is advising us today. With that, thank you very much. Until we meet again in future program. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Faisal. Happy
Thank you, Doctor.
Ramadan. Happy Ramadan to all Malay friends. Happy Ramadan. And
Thank you,
sorry we
Doctor.
can't join you for bazaar this year. So wish you all the best and selamat berpuasa. Thank you.
Thank